Okay, we have quite a few people on the line, so why don't we get started? Today, we're going to talk about what's new in Yokohama for both customer service management and Now Assist. Joining us today, we have the product team and I'll let them introduce themselves when they speak, but we have Fernando, Anita, and Harriet and Navya. Um, Here's a safe harbor statement. You're going to see some things, or we may talk about some things that are forward thinking. Please don't make any purchasing decisions on this. Today's agenda, we'll go over a few logistics for the webinar. Then we always like to start these webinars and talk about what the product strategy is, some things that you can think about. We'll go immediately into what's new for Yokohama. We have lots of capabilities for you today. You're going to be so excited. We have some time for questions and answers, and then we'll do a wrap up and talk about more resources for you. We also would like you to join us for future webinars, and we also have 360 exchanges. Please feel free to take a picture of this image, or we will also post the links in the chat, and it's also part of the presentation at the end. Little housekeeping here. We have a Q&A tab in the Zoom. Please ask your questions in the Q&A tab. We won't answer any questions in the chat. Yes, this presentation will be recorded and it will be shared on the community with a later video on YouTube. After the event, we would love to hear your feedback. Please fill out the survey so we can serve you better next time. And with that, we will go ahead and get started.
Hello, everyone. This is Fernando. I'm gonna get started with product strategy. So again, thank you for taking the time today for joining this webinar. So we're gonna start with our platform strategy and how it aligns to our product strategy. So we're very proud to say we're in the CRM space, right there on the top corner, in a platform that has been built for AI across every corner of the business. That means that we have a single system of action where we have workflows that are truly helping all kinds of customers, employees, and everything that is in the middle. And it's truly connected and grounded on all the business data and workflows that you might already have if you were a ServiceNow customer. We really intend to unify AI agents and anything that has to do with, again, bringing the action of your data into this platform. We also want to, as you can see here, under each of these different disciplines, we have many, many tools. We have many different best practices that really allows you to build this entire picture where AI is truly built for business context. In our ServiceNow CRM product, which means sales and order management, customer service management, and field service management working together, these are horizontal products that build out industry products. And under them, we reutilize a foundation made of CRM foundation, which is all these data objects. And over there, when we talked about workflows, we also talking about industry-oriented workflows that allows all of these to be, once again, grounded on what real AI can mean for your business. So you can see that, we have the predictive, generative, and even agentic AI as something that we want to distill all across the different parts and nooks of our solution. So all of these come together to basically, once again, think about AI first uh, architectures that are truly giving you that time to value and time to market. So we start from this journey where many of our customers were, right, or that we've seen in the business, which is customers can self-serve, right? They have to repeat themselves. It's a very frustrating experience where you I don't want to talk to this chatbot. This is not this knowledge circle doesn't help at all. Um, and then the other piece that we also are talking about is admins feeling overwhelmed, right, by the lack of, issues that they're having or this big backlog that they are looking at, right? So what we are trying to transform here is focus on agent productivity, customer self-service, case deflection, admin efficiency, bringing all of this into a scalable solution so customers can self-serve a wide range of issues. And we're looking at, live agents basically having a Gen AI based experience, right? Where they can get answers and actions, they get those assists. These customers then can be guided also through natural language, and we can then bring everything together without needing to speak in to an agent. And so this is where we're at today, right? And now in Yokohama, obviously, we cannot go through an exhaustive list because we'll be here for a long time and we only have an hour. But there's many innovations that are happening, right? We're going to highlight many of them, but obviously, our focus is agentic AI. And that's the perfect segue to talk about Now Assist for CSM. So, for Now Assist, this is really what just came out literally next what is it 2 weeks ago, which is a pivotal time, right? We're leading the market in conversational workflows with Now Assist, right? That's our generative AI offering that we had for a while now, and now we're pivoting and enhancing it with the next stage, right? This continual investment on the platform has really brought us from machine learning, deep learning systems that we had for many years, using algorithms and statistical models to generate AI, right? Which is where you can generate audio code, image, text, simulations, right? All of that from an industry perspective, all the way to AI agents, right? And we're talking about autonomous systems that really, interact grounded on the truth, right? Of your data, that they're making their own decisions, they're completing tasks that, don't really need to be done by a human, as it says there. So these are designed to act and interact independently, right? And they're smart, they're autonomous, and that autonomy is what makes them agentic. So they're not a chatbot, they're not an AI assistant, right? uh, you can see how they're less on the static side. They allow you to do decisions, right? That otherwise you couldn't do on these kind of systems, right? So the complexity, the autonomy, being able to be proactive, right? So if we looked at what we had at the very beginning, which was, and if any of you have ever designed a virtual agent before any of this, um, we accelerated this with Gen AI, but you still needed to have a deterministic workflow, which means that everything must be coded before runtime, and every scenario has to be documented. Otherwise, it fails, right? And it's, of course, could be costly to maintain, it could be unfeasible to scale. And what we've done by taking automation 2.0, as we call it, with agentic workflows, is that this is an LLM based learning, reasoning, planning, and acting model, right? That again is looking at experience, at data, at interactions with environment. It's making decisions and solving them based on all the available information. And again, it can pivot depending on what we have. So we're going from generative AI solutions where you still have like a copilot, right? It's like a human always in the loop, but also having to trigger all these actions manually, to a very different world, right? Where, and again, this is changing today, not tomorrow, is where we have our AI agents existing as a trigger, either from the customers directly to a virtual agent or through a live agent, right? Or there could be automation that triggers this, where there's a use case, right? And this use case defines the why. What are we trying to resolve? And of course, we have a how. So right after that, we conduct the planning, we lead the team to address a given use case, and we do that through the AI orchestrator. It's bringing all of these relevant group of AI agents to address this use case in the right order with the right tools. And the AI agent group is made of smart worker or communicator agents that are specialized on tasks, right? So as same as we have with humans, right? Where we have specialization happening. And of course, the secret sauce in all of this is that we leverage all those technological investments you might have done across the years, on workflow automation, generative AI skills that we were just talking about, all the data fabric, your knowledge, your integrations, all of this comes together, and it makes that for a very strong platform, right? For a very strong um, use case for bringing value to your business while keeping the human in the loop as needed, right? So, having said that, we're proud to present you right here three edge cases. Three edge cases is what we just introduced again, just a couple of weeks ago on the March of Cycle store release. And what it is one of the number one contact center issues that we noticed and we talked with our customers was exactly this. Like, how do I move from an interaction, right, or from very unstructured emails to being able to qualify if there's an issue or a question and getting that sentiment and then making decisions based on that. Do I need to send a knowledge article? Do I need to generate an email? Or do I need to escalate this to a case that can actually be resolved during a specific time? And this is what triage cases does, right? It verifies even the documents attached to, make sure that the information is there. There's enough context and that it is sent, of course, as a case when it's needed, when it's not just a question. And of course, the value of this is immense, right? Because we have, um, of course, like I said earlier, the human in the loop, but we can also, so if you've done investments on best practice, such as case types, where you can define specific processes and workflows for, your different cases and your different business units, maybe, these AI agent will know what will be the best, and it will confirm, again, with the human in the loop, it will confirm what will be the best case step to write these two. All right. So why don't we take a look at triage cases? If I can play
This is
this, there
John
we go.
Jason, a customer service agent that has just accepted an email interaction in the queue from George Warren, an employee of our customer Boxio, that seems to be having a problem with a damaged package. Over here, you can notice how he has a notification in the Now Assist panel. This indicates that the AI agent is getting triggered and is pinging him regarding a plan it can help John with, specifically for this issue George is having. The first step in the plan is a verification process. It is looking and verifying the record and making sure it is accurate and has valid customer information. Next up, it is looking at the intent and sentiment of the interaction to see if it's positive, neutral, or negative. As this has been flagged unfortunately as a negative sentiment, we will proceed on creating a case. With the live agent in the loop, John, we will go ahead and confirm. At this point, the AI agent has just sent an email indicating we're working on this, keeping the customer informed, and it is making sure no fields are missing for this specific case type, as they usually vary per process. Luckily, the AI agent has confirmed that we have all required fields and we can continue with the plan. The AI agent now is looking at the attachment, and it seems it is not a valid one. It is his ID, and what we're looking for in this process is the shipment waybill instead. At this stage, the AI agent is dynamically thinking of how to resolve this new challenge. So now it has decided that it will create the record with this verified information and ask for permission to proceed. Of course, we're gonna grant it. And notice how I can utilize natural language to just say go ahead and create one. At the same time, notice how the interaction state was changed by the AI agent in real time to close complete, because that case is getting generated and related to this record. The AI agent has now indicated a URL with the record number for the case. that we can click on and note how pertinent information such as description was generated from the confirmed input. The case has all the information we needed, so we can have proper documentation on the activity stream. Particularly useful for any live agent follow-ups. We can also note how both records were related, and of course, the interaction was close complete as we saw earlier, and the case was open for this longer process and follow-ups being executed in real time. Back on the interaction, we can confirm how the AI agent on behalf of John Jason has generated emails of communication indicating the opening of the case. But that's not all. Remember how we still needed that waybill to proceed? Our AI agent is smart enough to generate this follow-up email also. And here we can review the message, edit it, or simply write to the AI agent to proceed. Again, through natural language, I just say, yes, please send the email. We get a confirmation of the actual email being sent, and shortly after, it shows its last step. A summary of all the steps the AI agent did, such as gathering the record info, verifying it, analyzing sentiment, intent, doing the case, replying with content generating, and sending it successfully. All of this while keeping John in the loop and a clean audit trail of its communications within the case. This is how we put AI to work in customer service management.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. Very exciting times. Again, this is our first use case of many. um, and it's a group of 5 AI agents, all working together, being orchestrated. Again, some of them might be just Q&As, right, that they might be answering, or others might be cases like that. There's a lot of interesting things that are happening in this area. We're so excited. If you want to learn more around analysis for CSM and everything that it has currently in it and the strategy, you can look at that YouTube video. Again, we're going to share this with you, but you can take a screenshot and look at the URL later. Now, on the generative side, we do want to talk quickly about some features that we have. So Analysis in Virtual Agent has had a lot of enhancements, as you can see on these images here. So not only we have synthesized responses across knowledge articles, catalog, and now even we released in Yokohama a topic for a scheduling assistant, but we also have multi-turn Q&A, so follow-ups that we can do with these inline citations. We also have, as you can see, through natural language, small talk capabilities. So, greetings, exits, and lastly, you can connect external data from external content connectors. Right now, we're jumping off with SharePoint and Confluence, so it can be searched from the virtual agent. So that could be integrated all the way. The other one we have, which is a very nice one, is, and you can replicate this to existing forms that you might have or record producers, is now assisting Perl case form, where we basically, again, through natural language, writing things like router issues, as you can see here, and it is providing the answers directly in the case form. Before, we used to just provide links to different knowledge articles. Now we can actually put the answer here, synthesized from different sources, and then of course link to those sources. And then coming up on Q2, we want to hand off this conversation for virtual agent or any necessary follow-ups. And then in the analysis panel 4, again, it's almost like our internal virtual agent, right, that we have as a fulfiller. We have Q&A search, which means that, as you can see here, I am asking how do I ping a security camera, then how do I reset the security, right, and the factory settings, and it is all, as you can see, grounded on the truth of a long knowledge article, but I can do all of these questions ad hoc from an agent point of view. So it does allows us to be way more efficient and contextual on what it means to bring knowledge to the actual work of a live agent. And of course, we have case step support to case summarization. So now we can change the base input table on the summarization skill. So, we can continue to adapt all the good work you've done. If you have any additional fields, right, any additional states or conditions, that you want to summarize from. So again, your skills have more context and they're more precise. And of course, they have more flexibility now because not only you can point it to another table, an extended table such as a case type, but you can now even do multiples of this, multiple variants of these summarization skill. So that's with a Now Assist. And now I'm gonna hand it off to Computer Workspace. And Navya, all yours.
My name is Navya. I lead the outbound product for contact centers. Today, I will be covering three main areas. One is CSM configurable workspace, omnichannel, and workforce optimization. So let's get started with CSM configurable workspace, and let's take a look at the first enhancement here. Okay. So voice interaction page and call control. So currently contact center platforms like Genesys and Five9s of the world, they integrate with ServiceNow using OpenFrame. This means that voice calls are handled separately within the CTI, that OpenFrame window, while the digital channels from ServiceNow, like ServiceNow chat and other messaging channels, are managed via the configurable agent workspace. As a result, agents can face inconsistency in experience across channels, right? And it's an additional cognitive load on top of the agents to remember how to manage one channel over the other. So with Yokohama release, we have streamlined how agents handle voice interactions by not only allowing them to accept incoming voice interactions from the same inbox where they are already used to accepting incoming cases and incoming ServiceNow chats, but also once they accept the incoming calls from the inbox, they will now have access to native call controls, as you can see here on the screen. So call controls such as mute, unmute, hold, unhold, consult transfer, blind transfer, all of these are weaved into the interaction record, as you can see. Additionally, there are two additional sections available at the bottom. One is customer history section, which provides a quick contextual view of the past interactions to help agents provide a personalized service. And the third component, new component that is available within this voice interaction page is the real-time transcription. Again, this has to be enabled by the contact center providers, but once it's enabled by the contact center providers and the real-time transcription is fed into the configurable workspace, it shows up here and pretty much guides the agent. The agent doesn't have to take notes and follow the conversation because the transcription is automatically logged. And more importantly, once the transcription is enabled, post-interaction, the transcription can be fed into Now Assist to drive things like call summarization and resolution notes generation. So by bringing the voice interaction controls into the same workspace as the digital channels, we are providing consistency in experience for our agents across channels, making it easier for them to focus on what matters the most, which is helping customers. So let's take a look at the quick demo here.
In this demo, Agent Richie is logged into the configurable agent workspace. He's also authenticated by Genesys via single sign-on. Once Richie is logged into both ServiceNow and Genesys, he confirms that his present status is set to available. This indicates that Agent Richie is ready to receive incoming interactions both from ServiceNow and Genesys. Richie soon sees a phone call appear in his agent inbox. The agent inbox serves as a universal space where Richie can also receive cases, emails, and chats. This centralization ensures consistency in experience across channels. Richie accepts the incoming call and views the voice interaction page. Richie looks up and verifies the customer. The new voice interaction page contains three main components. The call control panel on the top provides Richie with call controls such as mute, unmute, hold, unhold, consult, and blind transfer. The customer details and history section provides an overview of the customer and the interaction history. The call transcript section provides a live conversation history. This has to be enabled by the contact center provider. Charlotte, the customer, is calling about a missing piece from the furniture order she recently received. Richie reviews Charlotte's interaction history as well as the knowledge article and determines that the issue requires escalation to a specialized team. To ensure a smooth handoff, Richie decides to perform a consult transfer to Agent Brian to provide context before transferring the call. As you can see, Richie can also transfer call to one of the existing queues or agents. Richie initiates consult transfer to agent Brian. During this conversation, Charlotte's call is automatically placed on hold, ensuring her privacy, while Richie is bringing Brian up to speed. Once Brian is ready, Richie completes the transfer and leaves the call in Brian's hands. After the transfer, Richie is automatically placed in wrap-up mode, where he can finalize the interaction. During the wrap-up, Now Assist automatically generates summary and adds it to the interaction. Richie can quickly review the summary, select a wrap-up code, add any additional notes, and end the interaction. With the voice interaction page and call controls, the ServiceNow configurable agent workspace provides Richie with a single pane view with the tools he needs, improving agent productivity as well as customer experience.
Okay, so that's voice interaction page. One thing that I want to call out is that
In
as
this
part of
demo,
the sorry about that.
in
Let's
this
go to the
demo,
okay. So one thing I want to call out there is that as part of the Q1 store release, specifically, the call controls that you have seen are powered by Genesys Cloud Contact Center. But we are working with other contact center players as well. And soon you will see throughout this year, we'll announce the option for other contact center players to power the same call controls. So that's one thing to note. And on the same note, what you have seen previously was how does an agent accept an inbound call from the inbox? How does he handle the inbound call completely within the ServiceNow configurable workspace, right? As an extension to that, post-call, we are introducing something called wrap-up management, which allows agent to stay within ServiceNow and also complete the wrap-up of the call. So any post-interaction duties, not just for voice call, but this was also applicable to other channels as well. So the experience is consistent across channels. So at the end of the conversation, typically in the contact center space, agents are used to selecting a wrap-up code, adding a notes associated with the conversation, and ending or finalizing the conversation. So this wrap-up model will allow agents to stay within the configurable workspace and complete all of those post-interaction duties right from this space. And if you see here, the wrap-up code is a drop-down menu, and you can configure a combination of codes both from ServiceNow and from the contact center platform. So in this case, the system is automatically fetching the wrap-up codes from Genesys and displaying it in the drop-down. And the agent can pick a relevant wrap-up code and finalize the interaction. Additionally, the admin also has the ability to configure the wrap-up timer, as well as what codes should be displayed on what interactions. So based on the interaction fields, you can dictate what wrap-up codes should be displayed. So it's configurable. And the other last point that I want to mention is that if the interaction gets transferred from one agent to the other and maybe multiple transfers, we are able to track wrap-up code per that segment. So every call, every leg of the call will have its own wrap-up code, and it will be tracked as wrap-up segments within the same interaction. So that's one important thing to note. So with that, we don't have a demo, but we have a YouTube video available. If you want to go check it out, definitely take a look at what all it covers. So this structured approach will optimize agents' workload by reserving capacity during wrap-up, and also it will improve agent productivity. And more importantly, it will enable businesses to track outcomes directly within ServiceNow and then later use it for reporting purposes. So that's interaction wrap-up. So on the same note, one other thing that I want to mention is that typically when you see integration with contact center platforms, as I mentioned earlier, agents typically accept voice calls from the CTI, and then they switch back to the ServiceNow agent workspace to accept incoming or to handle chats and so on, right? However, when they are accepting calls from the CTI, there is not enough real estate within the open frame for them to bring in any components that they want to leverage from the contact center provider. It could be anything such as guidance during the call based on the voice conversation, or some history of the conversation stored within the contact center platform, and so on. So all of those key tools that they leverage within the contact center platform it does not have enough real estate within the open frame. So we have introduced this new framework that will allow contact center platforms like Genesys to easily embed their key components directly within the configurable workspace. So as part of the Q1 store release, specifically Genesys Cloud Contact Center platform will be launching components that will enable agents with tools like queue activation, agent stats, station settings, outbound queue selection, and workforce engagement management widgets will be available from Genesys within the ServiceNow configurable workspace. So the agent does not have to ever leave this workspace for any reason. So agent will have everything required to handle the interaction during the live conversation as well as post interaction using the wrap-up modal that we saw earlier. Genesys is also planning to add additional components second half of this year and later. So definitely watch out for that. So that's embedded component framework. Let's move on. So chat information session tabs. So currently, agents often juggle multiple chats alongside other tasks, making it difficult to track which conversation requires immediate attention. This can also result in longer customer wait times, as agents may not always realize how long a customer has been waiting for a response, right? So without those clear indicators, it's very challenging for the agents. Again, in an omnichannel environment where they have multiple tabs open, it's hard for them to prioritize the conversations and determine which one needs urgent attention. So in Yokohama Q1 store release, we have introduced a new chat interaction information session tabs. And the key here is that it provides key SLA and message indicators to help agents ensure prompt responses. So by what I mean by that is that they can now see how long a conversation has been active, how many unread messages are waiting, and when the customer last sent the message. And all of this can be color-coded. So color-coded indicators will highlight the wait times, helping agents quickly identify which chats need immediate attention. And all of this in real time, right? All of these clear visual cues will be available to the agent in real time, reducing delays, improving satisfaction, and also customers will also receive a faster service leading to better overall experience. So definitely check this out. Again, there is a video available for this on YouTube if you want to take a look at in-depth demo. So like one other thing that I want to mention is that admin will have a page associated with it in the backend where the admin can go ahead and configure all of these SLAs, after how long the color should change to what. So all of that is configurable by the admin. So that's chat information session tab. Now we will move on to the enhancements under the omnichannel category. The first one being unified routing on third-party contact center platforms. So today, voice calls are typically routed through contact center platforms like Genesys, while the digital interactions, that is ServiceNow chats and cases, are handled within ServiceNow's advanced work assignment engine, also known as AWA, right? So this forces admins to manage skills, queues, and routing policies in two different systems, adding complexity and increasing operational overhead. And also maintaining separate routing systems creates unnecessary administrative overhead and drives up costs as well. Specifically during peak volume periods, adjusting staffing across platforms can really become challenging, and fragmented routing can lead to inefficiencies in work distribution as well, causing delays and inconsistent service quality. So to solve these challenges, we have introduced a new framework that helps our customers consolidate routing on the contact center platform for all channels, not just the voice channels. Voice channel, which is natively offered by the contact center provider, right? However, note that the front office agent workspace remains with the ServiceNow. So ServiceNow configurable agent workspace will still be the workspace that your agents will work off of, even though the routing is happening or the routing decisions are being made on the contact center platform. Additionally, we are also launching a new page called Contact Center Admin Console, which will help streamline the management of queues, skills, and wrap-up codes between both the systems, which will further improve efficiency for supervisors and administrators. And by consolidating the routing in one place, organizations can enable intelligent, cross-channel aware routing, ensuring a consistent and optimized customer experience across all channels, which ultimately results in a better customer experience, lower operational cost, and reduced agent attrition. Again, in terms of a demo, I would say this is a backend piece where the ServiceNow cases and chats are being sent to Genesys. Genesys, same routing policies that are created for voice are being reused. But we have put together a demo so you can visualize what that process looks like. So definitely check out the YouTube video. So moving on, email interactions. So with Yokohama Q1 store release, we are making a key change to how incoming emails are processed. So instead of automatically creating cases for every email, we are now treating emails as interactions first, ensuring that cases are created when they are actually needed. That is when additional troubleshooting is needed. So previously, all incoming emails were automatically converted into cases, right? So regardless of whether they are required, whether additional troubleshooting was required or not, everything was getting converted into cases. So this led to inefficiencies, as even the simple, quick to answer queries resulted in unnecessary case creations. So more clutter, more confusion, extra workflow overhead for agents, right? Another challenge was inconsistency in how different channels were handled. Emails were always converted to cases, whereas chats and calls were processed as interactions. So this caused inconsistency as well. But why does this matter, right? First, managing case creation more effectively ensures that specialized agents focus on real issues rather than wasting time on cases that revolve around simple questions. Secondly, a consistent experience across all channels lowers the learning curve for our agents, making them more efficient and productive. Finally, better use of your skilled resources reduces overall operational costs, leading to a more optimized business processes. So with this approach, cases are only created when troubleshooting is necessary and they're automatically associated with the interaction. So with no further ado, let's take a look at a quick demo. Fernando, could you help me play this?
John Jason, an agent of Solana customer support, is currently logged into ServiceNow configurable workspace. His status is set to available. This indicates that he is ready to receive incoming interactions across all channels. Meanwhile, Amanda Parker, a customer of Solana, has recently received her new refrigerator delivery. She is concerned about an error on her smart console which seems to be causing refrigerator to heat up. She also has a question on how to set the freezer temperature. Amanda quickly sends an email to Solana customer support explaining her concerns. While working on existing case, John Jason notices that Amanda's email appears in his inbox as an email interaction. John accepts the interaction. He notices that the type is already set to email and the state is set to work in progress. Amanda Parker is automatically associated with the interaction as well. John can also see Amanda's interaction history, which provides valuable context from her previous emails. Additionally, knowledge base articles related to her email content are automatically displayed to assist him. The activity stream is equipped with filters enabling John to organize his work notes versus emails. He navigates to the Email tab, where an intuitive email composer provides email templates and collapsed email history for better focus and space management. For Amanda's first concern about setting the freezer temperature, John quickly shares a knowledge article to guide her. For her second issue, he requests refrigerator serial number to verify the warranty on the device as well as a picture of the error. Amanda promptly receives John's response and follows the knowledge article to successfully set the freezer temperature. She replies with the serial number and a picture of the error on her smart console. While John is working on a different case, Amanda's reply appears as a notification and John clicks on it to view her response. This allows him to seamlessly continue the conversation without disrupting his workflow. John is able to quickly verify the warranty on the device using the serial number. He can also see the picture sent by Amanda. With all the necessary details in hand, John creates a case for Level 2 team to investigate. The case form is automatically populated with information from the email, streamlining the process. John saves the case. Once the case is created, the email interaction is automatically associated with the case and set to close complete. Amanda is notified of the case creation for her unresolved issue. By transforming Amanda's email into interaction, John was able to address her first concern with a simple knowledge article, avoiding unnecessary case creation, while creating case only for the complex issue, ensuring effective utilization of skilled workforce. This approach reduces operational overhead, enhances agent efficiency, and provides consistent experience across all channels.
All right. So that's email interactions. So let's move on to the next enhancement,
John
which is conversational SMS with AWS end user messaging. So with Yokohama Q1 store release, we are launching a new application that will make it easier to enable conversation SMS using AWS end user messaging as the SMS service provider. So when we first launched SMS as a channel in Paris, we built an asynchronous messaging framework that works across different messaging platforms, and we added Twilio as the sole SMS provider. Now, with this release, we are providing a clear guidance on how to set up the same SMS conversational channel using AWS as your SMS service provider, giving you more flexibility in choosing the right provider. So the premise behind this decision was that with strict regulations around SMS, it is critical to select a provider that ensures timely delivery, reliable communication, right? So AWS end user messaging offers a dependable, cost-effective solution without compromising on security or results. So it enables your agents or your organization to send messages as well as receive responses, creating a truly interactive experience for your customers. So we wanted to make sure that additional SMS provider was available at your fingertips. Again, check out the video. There will also be documentation, clear documentation available as to how to enable it within your instance. Of course, you'll need an AWS account to get this going. So definitely check that out as well. So that's conversational SMS using AWS end user messaging. We will now move on to workforce optimization. So with Yokohama Q1 store release, we have introduced a new workforce manager dashboard as part of WFO product, giving managers a single unified view. Again, more during the demo, but right now, one thing I want to mention is that right now managers have to switch between multiple dashboards just to get the insights they need. And this makes it difficult for them to see the full picture, and it slows down decision making, right? So we are trying to solve this by providing them with this comprehensive manager dashboard. It will display key alerts and critical KPIs and all the data that the manager needs in one single easy to use interface along with alerts. And again, this will be omni-channel. So with no further ado, let's take a look at the demo because it covers all the details.
The dashboard is divided into 4 main sections: alerts, performance overview, work management, and resource management. The alert section provides a quick snapshot of time-sensitive requests that require immediate attention, such as help requested from agents, overdue trainings, time of requests, and shift swap requests. The performance overview section provides key KPIs such as CSAT, service levels, and average wait time. The work management section provides a breakdown of work by channel, status, and criticality. Resource management provides a breakdown of agent presence, top skills in the past 24 hours, and average utilization. The team performance provides a quick snapshot of adherence percentage and CSAT per agent. The dashboard also supports omni-channel filtering, allowing managers to analyze data across all channels via the drop-down filter. Widgets within this dashboard refresh every 2 minutes for up-to-date insights. Critical KPIs such as agent presence and utilization refresh every 30 seconds for real-time monitoring. Additionally, managers can further drill down into any segment of the dashboard by directly clicking into the charts. For example, you can view all the work items that are currently in work in progress by clicking on the orange segment here. Similarly, you can also click into the gray segment here to view all the agents that are currently offline. Managers can make a copy of this dashboard, change the layout, and add additional widgets as needed. In conclusion, the Workforce Optimization Manager dashboard delivers a single pane view with an optimized layout, allowing managers to quickly identify and act on critical workforce insights. With real-time data, omni-channel support, and customization, it empowers managers to make informed decisions and drive operational efficiency.
Okay, that's it. With that, I will hand it over to Harriet. Thank you all.
All right, thank you, Navya. Okay.
The dashboard is divided into
Okay, so today we're going to talk about exciting new portal. So as you know, within customer service, we ship what we call reference portals. And for the Q1 release, for all B2B portals, moving forward, everyone should start with the new business portal. And the business portal is the one that you should use for new implementations instead of the former B2B portal, which was using the suffix /CSM. So all B2B will use this business portal, as well as any customers that are using sales and order management. So what's so great about this portal and why is it new? As I said, we all want you to start with the reference portal, mainly to save time and improve time to value. But also, if you remember, all along, we have been over several releases releasing configurable portal widgets. Now we've taken those configurable portal widgets and integrated that and put them, not integrated, but configured and put that into the business portal. So here, everything, I would say 99% of the changes you want to make now are configurable. And that's going to be a lower implementation cost for you, easier upgrades where we're going to configure. Coming in a couple more releases, we're going to have a reference portal for B2C. So stay tuned for that. And here we have the business portal. With that, please put your questions in the Q&A and we'll move on to the next topic. Go ahead, Anita. And you're not on mute, you're still on mute, Anita. And also, if you'd like to see the video of the business portal, it's on the YouTube channel that we referenced. You're still on mute.
Sorry, my mute button disappeared when I requested remote control. So thanks everyone for your patience. I'm here to talk to you today about two of our data model components. I'll start off with Service Model Foundation. So in our Yokohama store release, we will be talking about a couple of different capabilities here. Fernando, if you can help me out. Oh, Thank you. It's just taking a minute. For project management for business locations, we're introducing an extension of a better together for customer service management that already exists for end customers, but now can be used in conjunction with service organizations if you are using the Service Model Foundation data model. And if you're not aware what Service Model Foundation is, it is a way for us to go ahead and be able to model internal and external organizations that are part of the customer service value chain to be able to connect all of these different components, whether they are serving customers or requesting service for themselves. So if you're using both strategic portfolio management and customer service management, you can leverage this, what we call a better together, this integration between the two products that allows you to have customer projects that can have tasks that are visible to people within service organizations. So that's project management for business locations. One other capability for our Service Model Foundation business locations, and things are moving forward here. We have work order support for business locations. So this is also something that works better together if you're using other ServiceNow products, in this case, field service management. So if you have ever had a work order that you wished you could fulfill on site at a business location that's modeled through our Service Model Foundation data model, you can now do that. So what this means is instead of creating a territory through field service management just to recreate the concept of a business location, you can now have this business location be the one who is completing work orders. So again, these are capabilities specific to Service Model Foundation and how we model the end-to-end customer service value chain and how those internal organizations or external complete work that at the end of the day is to serve the customer. Now, one other piece for one of our other data models, Customer Data Foundation, this is the all-important customer data piece of customer service management. What we have within our customer data model is also customer access management. And so that's referring to our ability to control who can see and act on particular entities within CSM. One way that we control customer access to information is through what we call access configurations, and these are tied to responsibilities. Out of the box, the account team member responsibility allows you to place internal users who are usually, part of a larger account team who are working with specific accounts, so our B2B customers. The responsibility access configuration migrates our responsibilities to these configurable views, so it's easier for our admins to understand what kind of access levels these account team members have. So that's specifically, again, for account team member. This is an ongoing process to make customer access management easier to use and streamline what's happening out of the box and provide examples so that when you're setting up your access, you'll be able to refer to this. So account team member, specifically for Yokohama, will continue to add additional items in the future. So with these, we don't have demonstrations since they are largely admin capabilities, but you can see our project management demo on our YouTube channel. And with that, I believe that is the end of our feature slides.
Okay, as well, I was also on mute, so that seems to be contagious. Okay, so you heard a lot of great information today, and we've got some links here for you. Oops, what happened? Sorry. I think there's a delay or something. We have some links here for you. If you have our vertical products, you'll see that more What's New webinars are coming up for you. And also, here are some links. We talked about the community. We want you to engage in the community. We have various community pages for our different products. We've expanded our YouTube playlists. We gave you the link to the one for customer service management, but there are lots of other links that we've included as well. So please start engaging on the community. Please take advantage of the YouTube videos. We do have a couple of minutes if anybody wants to see if we can continue answering your questions. If anybody on our team wants to take a couple live questions, please do that. We do have about 3 more minutes. Right, does anybody want to answer some questions, or shall we keep in the call? Okay, anyone on our team?
There are a few open questions which I'm answering via the chat.
Okay. All right, so we will get those answers to you. I want to thank everyone for all your attention on the call today. And please fill out the survey. We want to know what else you would like to see. We're happy to do other live on ServiceNow webinars based on your demand. Thank you so much for your time today, and we will talk soon. Thank you.